Did you know your ears are physically built to tune into a calm human voice and literally tune out everything else when you're scared? Seriously, people think hearing is just hearing, but it's not. Your middle ear muscles actually shift depending on whether your nervous system thinks it's safe. It's part of what Stephen Porges calls the social engagement system. When you're regulated, tiny muscles in your middle ear tune to the frequency range of the human voice, especially those warm, prosodic tones. But when you're in survival mode, that tuning shifts completely toward low-frequency sounds. We're talking footsteps, growls, or engines, because, well, that's what kept your ancestors alive. Same ears, totally different setting. So let's dive into this explainer and unlock the biological user manual behind this response, focusing on your body's ultimate superhighway, cranial nerve 10, much better known as the vagus nerve.
Now, almost everything you've probably been told in yoga class about this nerve, just strictly calming you down, it's actually a myth. I mean, yes, it is absolutely famous for being your body's built-in relaxation button, but 99% of what you hear is only half the story. Today, we're going to explore how this exact same nerve can also act as the ultimate gas pedal for your brain. Act 1, the vagabond superhighway. To really take the steering wheel here, we first need to chart out what this massive system actually looks like inside you. We often think of a nerve as a single little wire just bridging point A to point B, but the vagus is actually a wandering, highly precise two-way communication network. Translating literally to vagabond, this massive neural superhighway connects your brainstem to pretty much everything, from your heart and lungs, all the way down into your digestive tract and the base of your pelvis. It is everywhere.
But here's what's really wild. Notice how the vast majority of this highway is actually sensory information rushing up from your organs to inform your brain. A staggering 85% of this nerve's fibers are dedicated entirely to sensing mechanical stretch and chemical changes in your body, and then continuously texting that data upwards. Only 15% is motor, which is the brain sending commands back down. Your body is doing most of the talking.
Act 2, busting the calming myth. Okay, so let's shatter this whole relaxation-only idea. Your autonomic nervous system operates exactly like a giant seesaw, constantly balancing your states of alertness against your states of calm. On one side, you have the sympathetic nervous system. That one drives your wakefulness, your focus, and yes, your panic. On the flip side is the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for calm, digestion, and deep sleep. They are always in this push and pull relationship. And here is the big plot twist we promised. The vagus nerve can push both pedals on that seesaw. If you activate specific pathways in this nerve, you can absolutely force that seesaw into deep relaxation. But other pathways will instantly trigger intense alertness. Context and the specific biological lever you decide to pull completely matter here. Act 3, the brake pedal, focusing on calm and heart rate variability. Let's start with autoregulation, or how we can actively use the vagus nerve to aggressively pump the brakes on our stress levels. When you inhale, your lungs expand, which actually gives your heart more physical space in your chest cavity. Because of that, your blood flow slows down slightly, so the brain says, hey, speed the heart rate up. But on the exhale, your lungs shrink, the heart space shrinks, blood speeds up, and your vagus nerve fires the brakes to slow your heart down instantly. It's a direct mechanical relationship. Because of that hardwiring, you can physically take control of this circuitry. You can do the physiological sigh, which is just 2 quick inhales through the nose, followed by a long extended exhale through the mouth, or simply do 10 to 20 extended exhales throughout your day. You can even extend the H sound while humming to literally vibrate the vagal fibers in your throat. This ties perfectly into what we talked about earlier with your ears. This is exactly why a warm sing-song tone of voice can calm a panicking person way faster than the actual words being said. Your nervous system is listening to the music, not just the message. When you regulate your voice and breath, you're talking to the entire nervous system. Now, all of that is fantastic for calming down, but what happens when you have terrible brain fog? What if you're facing a massive learning block, you have zero motivation, and you actually need to force your brain to focus? Act 4, the gas pedal, covering alertness and plasticity. When you move large muscles in your body, your adrenals release adrenaline. But here's the catch. Adrenaline actually can't cross the blood-brain barrier. So what does it do? It literally hijacks the vagus nerve. It binds to the sensory axons of the vagus nerve in your body. Then the vagus shoots a lightning-fast signal up to the NTS in your brainstem, which acts like a bucket brigade, handing the signal off to the locus coeruleus, ultimately flooding your brain with norepinephrine. Boom. You are violently, suddenly awake. And that physical activation of the vagus nerve creates the incredibly strict chemical environment your brain requires to learn new skills and rewire itself as an adult. Think about it. You need alertness, which you just got from that norepinephrine, and you need focus from a molecule called acetylcholine. By just physically moving your body, you are handing your brain the exact chemical cocktail it needs to engage in the struggle of neuroplasticity. You literally have to move to improve.
Act 5. The gut-brain mood axis.
Now let's leave the brain entirely and travel down the vagus superhighway directly into your digestive tract. Prepare to have your mind blown. A staggering 90% of the serotonin in your body is manufactured right down in your gut, not your head. 90%. And this vital molecule modulates everything from your digestion to your overall sense of happiness and well-being.
But there is a massive misconception we need to clear up right now. Gut serotonin does not just float up into your brain, and actually it can't. Instead, it triggers the vagus nerve to order your brain to make its own mood-boosting serotonin. The gut serotonin binds to the ends of the vagus nerve in your digestive tract. Then, the nerve acts just like an old-school telegraph wire, firing a rapid signal all the way up to your brain's dorsal raphe nucleus, prompting your brain to essentially match the order and produce the serotonin you need to feel good up top.
So by feeding your gut microbiome fermented foods and tryptophan, you are quite literally giving the vagus nerve the chemical fuel it requires to broadcast happiness signals up to your brain. Just 1 to 4 servings of low-sugar fermented foods, think kimchi, sauerkraut, or kefir, paired with tryptophan from foods like turkey or dairy, optimizes your gut flora to keep this vital mood circuit buzzing perfectly.
Act 6. The operator.
Okay, let's pull all of this together, because the real takeaway of this entire explainer is about your own agency. You are absolutely not at the mercy of your biology. Whether you are stressed, unfocused, or in a low mood, you now hold the remote control. You possess the manual to manually operate cranial nerve 10. You can change how you breathe to slow your heart rate. You can engage your large muscles to force your brain to wake up and focus. You can eat fermented foods to instruct your brain to elevate your mood. So, armed with all this incredible knowledge, what biological levers are you going to pull today to change your mind? Will you use a physiological sigh to pump the brakes, or are you going to use a quick bout of intense exercise to step on the gas? The wiring is completely built inside of you, just waiting for your command. It's up to you to finally take the wheel.